Just take a little drink and then get going.
Sige, Tagalog lang.
Hi everybody, this is Geoffrey Henderson, and these are all family and friends with us. And thank you so much for coming to our channel, Innocent Love. We really appreciate that. And today we want to discuss something very special that I think it's important for all of us to understand. Today I want to talk about the difference between a relationship and marriage. And the reason why I picked that was I was just simply inspired by the community and the people here in the Philippines. So I figured, you know what, that would be a great topic. So with that said, I actually spent some time listening to a few podcasts on YouTube today and also yesterday. And there were a lot of things that I heard that were very interesting, and it really inspired me. So I want to kind of like get to know all of you guys' opinion regarding relationship. So I'm just gonna simply just ask you guys whether you're in a relationship or not, or if you're married or not. So we're just gonna start from that point on. So, so I'm gonna start with us, Sherry and I. We're not married yet, but we are in a wonderful relationship. We're really happy together. We've been together for almost 2 years now, and I'm really happy with my baby love. So I'm just gonna simply ask a simple question. You just answer the question. So are you married or are you in a relationship?
I'm married.
You
Yeah.
married?
Yeah.
You married?
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm in a relationship.
Make sure you take the microphone. You know, so I can hear you guys.
Yeah, I'm married.
Okay. What about you?
Relationship.
I'm in a relationship.
Okay. And what about you?
I'm single.
Okay.
Now,
You?
I'm married.
Okay. I like this. We got some diversity going on. What about you?
I'm also married.
Okay.
And single.
Single? Okay. Are you married?
Yeah, I am married.
I was married.
I was married but separated. But
Okay.
now, recently, I have in a relationship.
Yun, ang galing
Okay.
nito.
How's the relationship going? Is it going good?
Wow, very good.
Wow.
Good, fine condition.
Fine.
Very
Oh, that's good.
good relationship.
How
Happy.
long you been together already? Like,
We've been almost 10 years.
okay, wow,
Wow,
that's
nice.
amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
that's all.
That's all. Thank you. Wala magtutuba.
You got something to say? Or you good?
This is my
In the relationship.
future.
So your
relationship.
significant other.
Significant other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Next.
Does anybody? Let me ask you. Does anybody know? I'm sure you know some of it. But does anybody know the difference between a relationship? What makes a marriage so different than a relationship? What is so special about a marriage? Can anybody answer that? Like, what makes a marriage special?
Makes marriage special.
Or what is special? What is special about a marriage?
Special.
Tagalog ba? Tutuba ka.
You can do a little Tagalog. That's fine, but not too much.
Of
So I
course,
can understand.
Of course, special marriage when you live together, you live happy,
Ever
bonding,
after.
ever after, then yun,
Okay.
live happily.
Okay. Like
That's important.
happily ever after kind
Yeah.
of thing. Okay. Okay.
So that's all. That's all.
Okay.
I
No.
live happy with my children and my future husband.
Okay. Nice.
Good.
Okay. Well, what I personally find really special about marriage and the things that I've learned and the things how it's supposed to be is the fact that marriage is sacred. It is something very special. It is something that is under God, is holy and is sacred, and God blesses marriage. And this is one of the main reasons why I think marriage is so important, because God will look at you favorably more than if you're just together, because God has actually put the foundation down for marriage, and He blessed that, And now that we have a chance to, if God brings the right person into our life, you know, and we have a chance to get married, then God will bless us more, I believe. He will bless us more than if we're just in a relationship. Because God sees that we're taking our relationship so serious that we want to commit to one another before God. And God sees it as he feels respected. He said, you guys are very serious about each other. You want to marry. You want me to acknowledge that you both are married. So I will bless you. That's what I think. It's that's why I think marriage is so special, because of that particular fact. That's what I think. You know.
And you know, like being in a
You have microphone.
yeah, like being in a relationship, like there's a chance of breakup. You know.
Yes. Yeah. And I think it's also like, you know, I think sometimes when people don't get married, I think it's because they're afraid. They're afraid to commit. And I think it also makes it easy for people to just bail out, just to run out of the relationship. If it doesn't work out, just walk away. So there's no commitment, you know. So it's kind of like, it's an opportunity for people. And I think when people think that way in the first place, then they're not really committed in a relationship to begin with. And because they're not really committed, you know, at that point it's really nonsense. It's like, okay, you're not really serious about it. And I think people who think like that, that's why they bail out.
A married life, a couple, much better to bless a praise from God. That's why every couple, we have happy, faithful each other, and always God center of their relationship,
Right.
marriage life.
Right.
Tama.
Thank you.
Okay.
tama.
That's what I think it is. You know, it's really God centered, and it's really, you know, and there's so many other things that makes a marriage so unique. And but I kind of want to really focus upon, like stay on topic. You know, like we wanted to talk about the difference between, you know, and I know that most people know the difference. Okay, everything. If you're not married, you're in a relationship. If you're married, then you're married, you know, so that's a difference. But what are the little things? What are the things that make it so different, other than just, you know, under God and God's blessings? Like, what else is there that makes a relationship so different than a marriage? Can anybody say that? Can anybody answer that?
How about you, Tibanji? What do you think? Ate, Tagalog pwede naman. Basta may tuba.
There are many relationships. There are not, especially
Some of the Filipinos.
some Filipinos or some live in. If they cannot magkaintindihan,
Make sure you discuss.
understanding each other, we will separate always. There is no some like that divorce, because here in Philippines there is no divorce.
Okay.
That's why many of the Filipinos they're live in. Every
Okay.
it's not difference in marriage couple. There are blessing coming from God.
Okay.
Very hard to separate because you cannot.
It's not easy to
It is to divorce here in the Philippines.
And it's expensive.
It's very
too.
expensive.
No
If
divorce.
you,
It is expensive.
yeah, there
Okay.
is no
You have
divorce
to-
allowed here in the Philippines.
Oh wow, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
not allowed here, but if you have money, you can
Maybe
They call
So
it
it basically
annulment.
costs
They call
a
it
lot of money to
annulment.
divorce.
annulment. Maybe
make money.
But if you have more,
Annulment,
yeah, it
maybe.
costs a lot.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow, I didn't know that. That's interesting. That is interesting.
Marriage in a
You on,
difference between in a relationship and marriage. Ang sabihin ko, sabihin ko lang, pag in relationship ka na hindi ka married, so hindi pa siguro sila ready magkaroon ng family.
So they're not ready yet.
They are not ready yet to have a family and kids.
Okay, I like that ready.
Yeah,
because
non-marriage, not ready.
And I think it's kind of like the relationship. The reason why people are in a relationship in the first place, obviously, is you have to get to know the other person. You want to take your time and you want to, make sure it's the right person. To make sure, okay, am I ready to commit to the person? So that's why you have a relationship in the first place. And usually, I think back in the days, people got married right away without even seeing the other person. It's like they just dropped down the veil and that's your wife, go marry her without
Not in the Philippines.
No, but I'm saying that certain I think certain cultures have
India.
that. Yeah, they have
India.
that. There's no difference. There's just straight marriage. That's it. Just marriage.
The parents.
Arrangement.
Oh, yun.
Before
Arrangement.
you get married, there are many preparations. Before you enter married, there are many preparation
Right.
The parents.
between the parents of the
Tradition.
girl and the parents of the boy.
Right.
Tradition yun.
This is a tradition of the Filipino culture, a culture of the Filipino. It is not like in the other country, your Americans or any countries, di ba? There is no
Pamamanhikan ba?
pamanhikan. That's I don't
Yung parang
know
siguro yung parang
how about
yung
to
kailangan
yung-
pamilya talaga agree talaga sa kasal.
yung ano ba?
There's need the approval.
Approval of the parents between in the American, di ba? In other country.
It's not really that it's an approval, like you have to have it. It's just a courtesy of respect. It's kind of like, like in the United States, they ask, for example, they ask the father, hey, is it okay if I marry your wife? Or your daughter, I'm sorry. But your daughter. So it's kind of like a courtesy of respect. You want to ask the father if can I marry your daughter? That's why. But over here it's not.
Yeah, if the father of the other party said no, you can do anything about it, eh? Nay? Okay, hindi makakasal? Aha.
No.
Pag umayaw ang tatay ng ayaw, wala ka magagawa.
Wala magagawa.
Hindi makakasal.
Kanang tawag nito. Pag nasa tamang edad na sila, magtanan sila.
Magtanan. Anong tawag sa tanan?
Magtanan? I don't know what is
Kidnap
magtanan.
the boy.
Parang
Kidnap the woman.
the woman and they separate
Because
their
the
father.
parents not-
They leave.
No, give to, like,
I don't know. You
Sige, Tagalog ka. Ikaw, be, isilaklak ba, be? Laklak naman. Explain lak. Kay Tagalog laklak.
You're fighting over the microphone.
Pero mag-iiyong ka talaga lak.
Just take a little drink and then get going.
Sige, Tagalog lang.
Hold on. She gotta
Kaya
say
niyan,
something.
kaya English.
My English is no more English.
No, she's good. She's good.
Oh, she can do it.
So for me, for my opinion, for the marriage and for the marriage couple and the in relationship, for me, for my status is I'm in a relationship. So I think in relationship for me, I think I will not I think the stable.
Okay.
Yes, I want stable life, stable work, stable. I have my own house, everything before I get married to someone.
I like that.
Yes.
That's good.
Oh.
One
Just for
thing,
me, I don't
Judge.
know.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know
But the others,
Right. One thing that I think is universal difference between a marriage and a relationship is the fact that in a marriage, a husband will look at a wife differently as a boyfriend look at a girlfriend. That's one of the big differences, or vice versa. If you are in a relationship, then you look at him as your boyfriend. But if you're married, you look at him as your husband, and you have a whole different view on that person because all of a sudden he's much closer to you than he was as a boyfriend or as a girlfriend. And I think that you will look at that person different because God has blessed you both, and now under God you're one. The Bible talks about now you become one person.
One person,
and
one
I think
together.
because of that inner connection that you have all of a sudden, you'll look at the person so much different than in a relationship. And I think that's a huge difference between marriage and a relationship.
Ikaw naman, Tibet. Ano palagay mo?
This is just one of many.
Tibet
But
naman.
that's one
Si
that
Bebet naman.
Si Banji, wala pa?
Hindi ko muna.
Single naman ako eh. For me, I am married before I am in relationship. Before my anong tawag niya? Yung past is not good. I'm not feel good.
You didn't feel good
Yeah, too much problem.
when you were just in a relationship?
Yeah, I have 4 kids in that first time.
Oh, okay.
But now I'm blessed, God. Very thankful.
So what does it make you feel? Like, I mean, let me ask you, like when you got married, what did it feel like? When it, yeah.
I feel because that my husband now, he give me care, of
Yeah.
course, love, and
Puso
he's
po.
very kind, hospitable, and then give me support while I'm here in Philippines.
Okay.
And except also my kids. He also support to my kids when my
Okay.
kids are grown up.
Right.
They're in
Right.
school. They support. They
Right.
help me.
Okay.
They're just telling me to stop work and just waiting here to go to US.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm very happy.
Right. So he wants you to. Yeah. We
Because
already
before
saw
I'm
it in the video.
suffering,
Right.
I'm the one who stand in our
Okay.
family. I have 4 kids.
Okay.
All of them are going to school. I'm the one who breadwinner in my family.
Okay.
So by God's grace, of course, we pray that I hope, Lord, I can meet the good husband that can make me
Right.
happy forever. See?
Yeah.
So now, and you see now that they're married, he is so sincere about it, and he is excited for her to come over to the United States and live with him. And I think that motivation. I mean, I don't know anything about your relationship with him, but what I can tell is, because I spoke with him today, how motivated he is for you to come over. You know, and he's excited about that. I think you can only have that. This is my opinion, but I think you can only have that if you know this is your person, this is your wife, this is, you know, your special something, and you do anything to have her come over, you know, to where you live, you know. And I think that's also. And one other thing I want to add to, what also I think what makes a marriage so unique over a relationship is that you have a sense of responsibility that you never had before. Like all of a sudden you feel responsible of taking care of your wife, or you feel responsible to devote yourself to your husband. Either way, you have this responsibility, I think, that you don't have in a relationship. I think that's also a big difference between the two.
Dapat.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
My opinion. You guys got anything to say?
Ikaw naman, be.
Any thoughts?
Tagalog ba? Kahit Tagalog man.
Anything you want to say?
Uncle, sige uncle. Ito uncle.
For me,
Single mom,
the
single dad.
question is,
Let's sit down here.
what is the difference between in a relationship and in a marriage? Relationship is different because in relationship example, you have a friend. This is a relationship between us a friend. When you are married is a bliss from the God to commit your commitment as a couple of your family to stand your support your family. As this is the big difference between in a relationship and a marriage.
No, galing ah.
Yeah, kasi
Oh, straight English yun ah.
pwede naman yun. Madali lang iwanan yun. Oh.
If you're not married, you can run away.
Oh.
You
Right.
cannot.
Yeah, you have the opportunity to run away. It's easier
Run
to run
If
away.
you are a couple,
And you cannot.
it's not easy.
Right. But you have to ask yourself the question, why do you want that in the first place? I think that when people think that way, if they think it's easy to leave, then I think honestly they're not really serious about the relationship in the first place.
Yeah, they're not
Because they're
serious.
keeping a back door open just in case, and they run out. But instead of focusing on, you know what, is this person the right person? And if he is, to work on it. To work on it and make it work in the long run.
Oh, si Banji naman.
You know?
You already know my past relationship, diba? Che? So, for me, I hope God granted my wishes. One day, I hope I will be happy. That's the only one I wish
Right.
to be happy.
And you
Forever.
will.
Find someone.
You will.
Papa more.
You will.
Find someone
You will.
forever.
That's all.
Don't
Thank
worry,
you.
Right.
Aww.
Patient.
Yeah, just be
Always.
patient.
Always.
Always.
And I always pray.
Ask God, ask God.
Always pray.
Always
Right.
pray.
And I think honestly, because it also says in the Bible it says, and I think it's in the New Testament where it talks about that either way it's okay. If you're single, it's okay. If you're married, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with either. But if you want to be married and you're seeking that, then God will grant that, you know? Because at the end of the day, God wants you to live righteously. And there's a lot of people out there that have urges, they have needs, they want to be in a relationship, maybe they have sexual problems, anything like that. God will say it is better for you to be married than to lust. You know, be with a wife, be with a husband, you know. So basically what I'm trying to say is that if you seek that marriage, and if you seek to live a righteous life with your partner, then God will grant that, you know. You just have to, you know, continue to pray about that, you know.
Okay,
So-
that's a good topic.
That's
Nice.
my opinion.
Nice.
You know, that's one thing I wanted to add to, but I think maybe I should not do it. Maybe we queue for another topic. But I appreciate you guys, you know, talking, just sharing a few things. You know, maybe one day we'll make another one. But guys, if you have any thoughts or comments, what you thought, please leave it in the comments below. We really appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching. And hope you like and share this video. And if you haven't subscribed, we would appreciate that as well. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.